MGO optic? That's only for 240s, isn't it?
I can hear you.
It is in the documentation, but we've found that it works for the 249s as well.
Sick.
We just need to amend the documentation.
So 249 could carry, but not an M4.
Did your actual just go off
An
comms?
M4? Well, unless you're legally retarded,
I
I don't know why you would put an MGO on an M4.
On 110 if you're taking up 1.4 for a minute.
Hey, Sergeant Milius.
Get him sorted out.
One 17 reaching Lima Charlie over.
1-4, this is a 1-6 over.
Bravo, this is Grover. Radio check on 112.2 over.
Are you performing a radio check, or are you stepping up because actually 1-4 actual is down?
Grover, this is Betts.
Havoc 1 Mike,
Lima Charlie on 112.2 over.
Frequency 4-2 over.
Good copy. 6 out.
1 2 Mike, this is 1 Mike, that's Solid copy out.
Send it. Alright, good copy.
Reed, can you proof rep? This is Smith, Retro 2112.1 over.
They say Mike out.
Alpha, this is Smith. Roger, out.
Alpha, this is Mike. Radio check frequency 112.
That's fine.
Solid copy out.
1-6 copy, 1-4. Welcome back. Okay. So the 6 up one.
Sometimes whoever's listening on the net might want to know who was the one that's communicating. Such as if there was a armored piece they saw, then they'll know. They'll try to get clarification with the last.
Have you got 1-2 coming in now? Over.
I think I sounded confusing that part.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
Who is this right next to me at the inventory box?
That is Rodriguez.
There should be 2 different DMRs.
You need to fix that.
They're both there. I chose the MK.
Oh wait, Bola, are you an AR? I thought that you had it on a M4.
And out to the main screen.
Oh, alright. Yeah, so I talked to Top. He said that ordinarily the MGO was restricted to the 240s, but they are allowing the 249s to take it.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I I made a mistake on that then. Sorry about that. We don't like to talk about it. Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right?
So
I guess I'm 2SE.
Grover, this is Bravo. Radio check frequency.
Yeah, nah, I was having a problem where if I alt tabbed, then my game would crash. Actually, my whole computer would crash and I'd restart.
hey, Sergeant.
Hey.
It looks like you're checking your medics. Can you do me a favor and make sure that they're not carrying explosives? Because I've had
still around.
Why did my radio settings not say?
Fire team leader should. Medics should not have demo. No. sorry, this calls for drastic measures, but yeah.
Understood. Green and white. Alpha, this is Bravo. Radio check. Frequency 112 over.
If I find a fucking medic that has demolitions, I promise you, you will need every goddamn bit of your medical training to remove my size 12 boot from your ass.
Checking on 3-1.1.
You go blue, Sergeant Reynolds.
Staff mic radio check 3-1.1.
Good copy on 4 over.
We're 11.5.
Mike, this Dagger, I get you. Lima Charlie on point 1.
From?
I was asked by Corporal Newman to fill in to be your staff medic.
Where were you originally?
I was not asked to fill in before that. I was just asked 2 minutes ago for a sergeant.
No, I do not. just smoke grenades and.
Oh, I just loaded.
All right.
Copy, Dagger. Take a mic out.
You don't have any grenades on you, do you? No, I told you I don't.
Alright.
I got someone coming to be my battle buddy.
Was it Lobster? Because he was looking for a spot.
One Mike, this is 1-1 Mike, radio
Unfortunately.
42, over.
Sorry.
Like demo. They're special, Stratman. How you doing? You gonna be working with Top tonight? Yeah, he's over there. Alright.
Looks like they're doing loadout
One
checks.
Mike, this is 1-1 Mike, radio check on frequency 42, over.
We don't want him to die either.
I think Top's going around doing loadout checks.
This is 1-1 Mike, radio check on frequency 42.
Dagger element, go ahead and push blue.
1-1 Mike.
Roger that, pushing blue.
Got you loud and clear.
It can be green.
Out.
All mics, this is 1 mic. All mics check.
Actually, make that yellow.
Why?
Oh, never mind. You're good.
Is he discussing the object again? Yeah, leave it.
Mike, go red.
Copy.
Not in this bag anyway, so.
All elements on 3-1, this is Havoc 7. Notify once you are ready to begin sandbox, over.
1-6 copies. We are waiting on just one squad over.
1-6 is 7, solid copy.
Havoc 7 is Havoc 4. Be advised, Havoc 4 is already in.
4 is 7, solid copy.
Havoc 4 out.
Send it.
1617, radio check on 3-1, over.
I read you 5x5 on 3-1, over.
That's the mod.
Readbacks 5x5, 17 out.
That's the mod we need. Hand of Grizzly, and then your player spits.
Roger that. For some reason, the loadouts that I made didn't work, so I put something quick together. I hope that's what it is. I've got two 200 rounds.
Something regular.
32
You left me hanging.
of the. Cool, thank you.
Havoc 1 is ready to go except for 1-2 squad leader.
Alright, we're gonna get this going here in just a second.
I can hear you, Grover, on 112.2 or 112.2.
Did he just check in just now?
Roger, Sergeant.
Let me restart mine.
Private Bettis, also make sure you're on Whisper on base, please.
Alright, let me get this going. Alright, school circle on me, fuckbags. Go, move.
School circle, let's go.
Alright, first and foremost tonight, there was a lot of fucking mod errors from you jackasses. I don't know what the hell the issue is, why you're incapable of turning off some goddamn mods that you did from some dumbass fun op, but that shit's inexcusable. Alright, all you're doing is wasting the time of Zeus, having to go in there and kick your ass off the server, because you're too inconsiderate to check your fucking mods before you come loading in here. So, get that shit squared away. Now, as far as tonight's FTX, we are going to be focusing primarily on target identification. Mostly on PID of enemy vehicles. Alright, too often have I seen guys identifying a fucking BTR as a BMP, or a BRDM as a BTR, or vice versa, so on and so forth. Or a fucking ZSU 23 being mistaken with a ZU 23. Right, there is a difference between the stationary gun mounted in the back of a truck or on the ground and a quad cannon fucking medium armor piece that will end your fucking soul. So, first part of tonight, we're going to be going over a vehicle PID course. We're going to go over what the vehicles are, what they're capable of doing, and what we can engage them with. That's an important one. Right, anybody that's seen, I believe it was Task Force Charlie's FTX, I'm tired of seeing weapon squads get called for a fucking BTR. There's a reason you guys in rifle squads carry AT4s. Same goes for the laws. Right? There's a reason we give you guys that shit. Do not call the goddamn weapon squad to come save your ass every time there's a piece of light armor on the field. You guys are more than capable of dealing with that yourselves. When it comes to the bigger stuff, BMPs, especially MBTs, then yeah, call the weapon squad. That's what they're there for. Right? Now, at any point in time, going over this course, if any of you have a question, I don't care how fucking stupid you think it is, you put a Q in chat. Right? It's true, the only stupid question is the one that is not asked. I do not want anyone walking away from here tonight not understanding the tiniest little piece of information that we went over. Is that understood?
Yes, for Sergeant.
All right. Follow me. We're going to head over to the course.
Is 1-2 actual data sheet showing out yet? Over? Let's just get that.
All right. First vehicles we're going over. BTRs. Right, these are the light armor that we go up against the most. Now, the two behind me is a BTR 60 and a BTR 88. These are the only two we really need to worry ourselves with. Right? There's a BTR 60, a 70, and 80. There is little to no difference between those three for us on the ground. They all are capable of the same things and get destroyed by the same things. BTR 80 Alpha is covered separately because it's much more dangerous. Now, in terms of what the BTR is capable of, they are a wheeled vehicle, so they are fairly goddamn quick. They are not the most maneuverable, however. They are, as I said, APCs, Armored Personnel Carriers, so they can carry troops in the back of them. They can also have troops riding on the top. However, if they're dumb enough to ride on the top of that BTR into our engagement range, ensure to remind them how fucking stupid that is. They are also amphibious. That means they can cross bodies of water. Yes, they are very slow when they do it, but they can get it done. And when they are crossing that body of water, the turret can still be active. So it does not mean it is no longer a threat just because it's in the water. Now the BTRs 60, 70, and 80 all have essentially the same weapon systems: heavy machine guns, small cannons. BTR 80 Alpha, however, has a large autocannon, essentially the same exact autocannon that is on a ZSU-23. So it is a much bigger threat than a 60, 70, or 80. Now, in terms of calling one of these out, just call it as a BTR if it's a normal 60, 70, or 80. Doesn't matter. Just call it as a BTR. However, if it has an autocannon, make goddamn sure you denote that. Let us know that it's a BTR 80A, or very simply just say it's an autocannon BTR. Reason being, if we have multiple pieces of armor on the field, if there's 3 BTRs out there and one of them is a BTR 80A, we need to take that one out first. That is the biggest threat. Alright, we always engage and eliminate the biggest threat first. So that is the one we need to direct our attention to. Any questions on the BTRs?
Negative for Sergeant. No, for Sergeant.
Alright, outstanding. Captain, anything you'd like to add?
Negative.
Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Actually, no. Let's not move on. Helps if I actually tell you guys what the fucking you should be engaging these with. When it comes to engaging the BTRs, alright, we're going to start at the bottom and move up in weapon systems. So at the absolute bottom rung, for basic infantry, we got the SAW. The SAW is capable of taking out the tires on a BTR. However, it takes damn near 100 rounds to take out a single tire. So that is an absolute last fucking resort. Do not fire into the armor of the BTR with a SAW. It ain't gonna do dick. Hit the tires. Hopefully you have the fucking common sense to not shoot at the damn thing when the barrel is pointed at you. Moving up from there, we have the thumpers. 40 Mike Mike, can take the wheels out on one of these as well. If you're using HEDP. HE ain't going to do dick. HEDP is what that is for. We use that to take out the wheels on a vehicle. So you guys carrying 320s or 203s, whatever, always make sure you've got a couple HEDP with you just in case you are called on to take out a BTR or another wheeled vehicle. You're not going to destroy it, but good goddamn chance you can disable it. Disabling a vehicle does not mean it's no longer a threat. Just because part of the crew dismounts does not mean the motherfucker up in that turret has to dismount as well. That gun could still remain active, but at least if it's disabled, the vehicle can no longer maneuver around the battlefield. Moving up from there, we have the law. The law, max effective range is 300 meters. That's not against armor like this, though. Law is made for soft targets. However, that does not mean the law cannot be used against a BTR. In close, 200 meters or closer, you can disable or even potentially destroy a BTR with a law should you hit it in the correct spot. Now again, common sense coming into play here. You can see the front of these things have sloped armor. I would hope you're smart enough not to try and hit one of these things right in the nose with a law. Try and hit it in one of the soft spots. Soft spots being down by the wheels and the belly armor, right in the back door, or your best bet if you can get an elevated shot and hit it in the top plate. That is your best chance with a law. Hit it in the top plate, right behind the turret. Next we have the AT4, right? AT4 basically turns these things into paper fucking mache. At 300 meters or closer, it is pretty much a guaranteed kill on a BTR with an AT4. Beyond 300 meters, good chance you'll disable it, maybe destroy it, but there's a good chance you'll disable it. Anything beyond 400 meters, you're putting yourself in somebody else's hands. Moving up from there, into what the weapons guys carry. And again, you should not be calling a weapon squad to take out a fucking BTR unless you have no other option. The 240s can take out a BTR with their armor-piercing ammo. However, they carry a limited amount of AP. So don't rely on that, but they can punch through the armor and kill the crew and the occupants inside. Moz obviously will take one of these out, no fucking problem. Javelin, if I ever see one of you guys waste a fucking javelin on a BTR, I am going to rip somebody's head off. That's it for what infantry can engage this with exception to the gun trucks, obviously. Any of the gun trucks can engage one of these fucking things and take it out. 50's going to punch right through this like it's not even there. Mark 19 can take out the tires with enough rounds. Alright, let's move on. Sergeant Line, you had a question? Make sure you're on yelling.
Thank you, First Sergeant. When you say that the law is used to engage soft targets at ranges in excess of 300 meters, what's considered a soft target? Is it technical a soft target, sir? Or Sergeant?
Yes, we're going to be going over soft targets here in a minute, but it is not in excess of 300 meters. It's inside of 300 meters. Maximum effective range of the law is 300 meters. Doesn't mean you can't hit targets beyond that, but that's the maximum effective range.
Thank you, Sergeant.
All right.
You just called him Sergeant twice. He's not Sergeant.
Apologies, First Sergeant.
Thank you, Cap. Korvalenko.
Thank you, First Sergeant. The windows on the BTR, are they bullet resistant, or can we punch through those with our rifles?
If your rifle is 7.62 or higher, yes.
Alright, thank you, First Sergeant.
Alright, next we're going to cover is the MBTs. One we have sitting here is a T-72. Hopefully this is not a T-72. Now, There are multiple variants of the main battle tank. We have T-72s, T-80s, T-90s, and there are multiple variants of each one of those. However, for us on the ground, none of it means dick. It's just an MBT. Or heavy armor. Either one. You can call it out as either one. Doesn't matter. You do not need to know the exact specifications of each fucking model of each variant. They're all the same for us. We don't engage one, basically. When it comes to engaging an MBT as infantry, the only weapons we have that can do a damn thing to an MBT is a law at close range, can disable one, or potentially destroy one if you're close enough and you can get a shot into the engine compartment and cause it to cook off. And then the weapons guys. That's it. Laws ain't going to do anything to it. Again, AT4s, you need to be close. And if you're going to hit it with an AT4, it's because it's an absolute last resort. And your aim is to disable, if possible. So, hit it in the tracks. Try and take out one of the tracks. Or if possible, as I said, get an elevated shot from above, fire down into the exhaust. The exhaust is right behind the turret. You'll see two grates right behind the turret, two metal grates. Hit one of those grates. That's your best bet with an AT4. Weapons guys can take one of these out with a Maz. Pretty goddamn simple. Javelins were purpose-built to take out Russian-built armor, just like this. So Javelins will smoke one of these, no problem. But again, for us as basic infantry, the only thing we have is an AT4, and that's an absolute last resort. Call the fucking weapons guys. That's what they're here for. If the weapons guys can't handle it, that's what the boys in the sky are for. Alright? Any questions on the main battle tanks?
No, First Sergeant.
Alright, fucking outstanding. Let's move on. Give me some room so I get under the goddamn barrel. Alright. Now we're going to start going over some of the soft targets. First ones we're going to cover, right here directly behind me, some gun trucks. Alright. Now, I tell you guys this in OSUT, oftentimes you'll hear these vehicles referred to as technicals. In a traditional sense of the term, these vehicles are not technicals. These are purpose-built gun trucks, right? A techie is a goddamn taco truck with a PKM mounted in the back of it. These are not technicals. These are purpose-built to be gun trucks. Especially the one right fucking behind me. Because notice, not only does it have a heavy machine gun, it also has a goddamn AGS-30. Now, for some goddamn reason, you are not aware of what an AGS-30 is. It is a fully automatic grenade launcher, much like our Mark 19. However, it is not a Mark 19. Do not confuse them. They do sound similar when they fire, but if you see one of these engaging your element, or another friendly element, do not call up that you're being engaged by a Mark 19. Because if we're working with the gun trucks, and we happen to have some fucking Mark 19s with us, now we think there's blue on blue going on. Because you can't differentiate between an AGS-30 and a fucking Mark 19. There are two different weapon systems. Alright, is everybody clear on that?
Yes, First Sergeant.
Yes, First Sergeant.
Alright. Now these two vehicles behind me, as well as the next couple vehicles in line down the right here, these are all soft targets. Even this one that looks like it's heavily armored. It's a BRDM. Do not confuse it with a fucking BTR. BTR has 8 very visible tires. This has 4. BRDM, think of it essentially as like an armored car. Right? It's not very heavily armored. It does have a turret with a machine gun mounted in it. However, it has much lighter armor than what even the BTR does. So all of these vehicles you see lined up here, all the way down to the GAZs, these are the definition of soft targets. Right? These are what the law is made for. Especially these gun trucks and that BRDM. Those things are pretty big threats, especially the one right behind me with the AGS-30. Don't be afraid to use a law on something like this. That's why we have them. They're not used for fucking tanks. They're used for little shit like this. If you can catch one of those troop transports down there, one of those GAZs full of guys because they were too fucking stupid to dismount before they got in our engagement range, smoke that motherfucker with a law. Alright, to hell with wasting 1,000 rounds to kill 20 guys, fire one rocket and do the same job. Now with these soft targets, we can engage these with pretty much any goddamn weapon system we have, with exception to the BRDM. You're not going to engage that with an M4. You can't punch through that armor with the M4. Now if you can't punch through the armor with the M4, guess what else you also cannot punch through the armor with? That's right, a saw, because they're chambered in the same fucking caliber. So do not think just because you're carrying a light machine gun means you can suddenly shoot through heavier steel. It's the same fucking caliber as what we're all carrying in the M4s. Don't be retarded. 7.62s can go through it? Yes. 5.56, no. Everything else, though, especially troop transports, light that shit up. With exception, if you're carrying an M4 and you see ARs and machine gunners already lighting up a troop transport, just save your ammo. Wait for them to stop and start trying to dismount and run away, then use your M4. Otherwise, don't bother wasting the ammo. Let the fucking machine guns take care of them. Chief Adaran.
Thank you, First Sergeant. Quick question. 5.66 on the tires, would that be effective or not at all? Sorry, 5.56 rather.
5.56 on the tires? Yes, it's effective.
Affirm. Thank you, First Sergeant.
Alright, no other questions? Let's keep moving. Alright, your guys' right real quick, that's a fucking technical. Alright, that is a shining example of a fucking technical. However, the next vehicles we're going over is the ones directly behind me here. It's the family of BMPs. Do not confuse these with goddamn tanks. They are not tanks, they are IFVs, infantry fighting vehicles. All three of these share the exact same characteristics. The only difference for us is the armament. So, starting down at the far left end for you guys, that is the BMP-1. BMP-1 is outfitted with two different weapon systems, first being the main cannon. Main cannon is a smoothbore cannon that is primarily used for anti-armor, however they can load high explosive shells and fire on infantry. Next we have the rocket on the top of it. That rocket is a dumbfire rocket. It is not guided, however that does not mean it's not fucking dangerous. It is a big ass rocket. This vehicle I would classify as a medium threat. Now when it comes to engaging the BMP, laws can't do anything. Small arms aren't going to do shit. There's no tires on it to take it up, to take out, to disable it. So do not fire at one of these with a fucking saw, an M4, a 240, or a 320. None of those weapon systems are going to do anything to a BMP. And you may think it's silly that I go over that, but I have seen a very special motherfucker try and shoot a BMP-2 with a 240. It did not turn out well. Especially considering I was sitting right next to him when the round started impacting in our fucking faces. Corporal Lenko.
Thank you, First Sergeant. You said the laws don't do dick against these things. Does that include the treads as well? We can't knock one of those out?
Let's get into that. Thank you. As Corporal Lenko just asked, a law is potentially capable of disabling one of these if you're close enough to it. You can take out one of the tracks if you get a good hit on it. But that's going to be an oh shit, we got no other choice situation. The AT-4 can destroy a BMP fairly easily, provided you do not hit it right in the nose. Right? As with any piece of armor, the frontal armor is going to be the strongest. So the AT4, you really want to go for one of those flanking shots, either in the side, in the rear, or in the top plate. Maz will take one of these out pretty goddamn easily. Javelin will very easily destroy one. Now moving down from the BMP-1, right here at my 5 o'clock, we have the BMP-2. Captain Soto?
Thank you, Sergeant. Just something regarding the frontal armor on the BMP. The engine is in the front of this vehicle, so when your round impacts it, you may see this vehicle start to smoke. It is still a threat. You've knocked out the engine, but the turret and the crew are alive. That was designed deliberately by the Soviets when this vehicle was made. So keep that in mind. If you have to take a frontal shot and it's smoking, it might not be out of the fight. That's it. Thank you, First Sergeant.
Thank you, Cap. That goes for any vehicle, really. Just because you see the crew dismount does not mean it's no longer a threat. Until you see that thing actually fucking explode, it's still a potential threat. Now moving on to the BMP-2 here at my 5 o'clock. BMP-2 has all the same capabilities as the other BMPs, can carry troops in the back, can cross bodies of water, same weapon systems engage it. However, unlike the BMP-1, it is outfitted with an autocannon as well as a Conqueror's missile. If you don't know what a Conqueror's missile is, that is an ATGM. Essentially the same thing as our TOW missile. It is a wire-guided anti-tank missile. That does not mean it's not a threat to us. They can park that thing through a fucking window from over a click away. It is still a very big threat to us. Right along with that big-ass goddamn cannon that's sticking out of the turret. Now, as we touched on earlier, engaging the biggest threat first. BMP-2 is a bigger threat to us than the BMP-1. Yes, the cannon on it is a smaller caliber, however it has a much, much higher rate of fire. And it also has a guided missile on it. Right, so the BMP-2 is a bigger threat than the BMP-1. They're pretty goddamn easily identifiable between each other. BMP-1 has one large cannon and a white rocket on it. BMP-2 has a small autocannon and that yellow tube on top of it. Pretty easy to identify them from each other. Lastly, at my 7 o'clock, we have the BMP-3. Now, the BMP-3 is a special kind of asshole. If you guys look close enough, right along the barrel there, you'll notice that has a large caliber cannon, just like the BMP-1. However, flanking right along it is a small barrel. That small barrel is an autocannon, just like a BMP-2. So this thing is essentially the bastard child of a BMP-1 and a BMP-2. It also has better armor and better countermeasures. When it comes to engaging one, we use all the same weapon systems to engage one of these as what we would with a BMP-1 or a BMP-2. However, this thing, again, bigger threat than even the BMP-2, because not only does it have that large caliber cannon, but it has an autocannon as well. Right, so this is BMP-3, bigger threat than a BMP-1 or a BMP-2, and very easily differentiate between a BMP-3 and the other two. They look almost nothing alike. So it's really goddamn easy to tell the BMP-3 from the BMP-2 or the 1. Alright, any questions?
Negative.
Sergeant Tosco.
Thank you for Sergeant. From a Havoc 4 perspective, the BMP is where mortar effectiveness stops. The BTR mortars can take out any kind of soft targets, mortars can take out, but BMPs is where the 60mm shell that we shoot out it does diddly to squat against these IFVs.
Alright, let's move on. Alright, we saved the worst for last. These vehicles you see behind me are the biggest threats that we have out there. Reason being, not only are they a threat to us, they're a huge threat to air assets. Simple fact is, we lose air assets, we're up shit's creek. So starting from your right, we have a GAZ with a mounted ZU-23. The U-23 is primarily an AA gun. What it was made for, take down airplanes. Doesn't mean they can't fire at us. Right? They can very easily turn that turret, traverse it down, and engage infantry with it. However, being mounted in the back of the truck makes them incredibly vulnerable. Obviously, they have nothing protecting the gunner and A gunner in the back of that truck. So we can engage that thing with every fucking weapon system we can bring to bear. Again, that's what laws are made for. You get a clear shot on one of those with a law, fucking take it. It eliminates that threat completely. There is no chance of that gun being remounted if you blow up the fucking truck. You just shoot the guys out of it, that's great. You've eliminated the threat temporarily. Does not mean that weapon system can't be remounted by someone else. Alternatively, punch a law right through the fucking front of it and blow the thing up. Nobody's going to be mounting back on it. Moving on from there, directly behind me, the ZSU, or the Shilka. This is a Zeus cannon. I stressed to guys in OSA how much of a danger BTR-80As and BMP-2s are with their autocannons. Those vehicles have a single autocannon. This has fucking 4 of them. This is one of the most dangerous vehicles we will ever go up against, both for infantry and air assets. These are target priority number fucking 1. No matter what the situation, these are the biggest threat we take. Now this thing has an insanely high rate of fire. It can rip through 250 rounds in about 10 seconds. Very easily recognizable when one of these things starts firing. You don't even need to see it to know that it's a ZSU. Do not confuse a ZSU-23 with a ZU-23. ZU-23 is what you see mounted on the back of that GAZ, the dual barrel, or dual cannon. ZSU-23 is what you see behind me. That's the quad cannon fucking vehicle. Now when it comes to engaging a ZSU, think of it essentially like a BMP. However, don't fucking call it out as a BMP. It's pretty obviously not one. But when it comes to engaging one, we use all the same weapon systems. Alright, the law can potentially disable one if you can hit it in the tracks and you're close enough. But let's face it, you don't want to be that close to a fucking ZSU. An AT-4 can destroy one. Laws and javelins can definitely destroy one. Nothing else is going to do anything to it. Lastly, at my 5 o'clock, at the far left here, we have a Shilka, or sorry, a Tunguska. Tunguska is essentially the bigger brother to the Shilka. Has essentially the same autocannons as far as we're concerned. However, it also has 8 anti-air missiles that are able to lock and hit a target from 5 clicks. It is hands down the biggest threat of anything else we'll face. Because not only can those autocannons engage us on the ground, but those missiles have one hell of a range, and they can take out air assets with a single one if they get a good hit. Now, these two vehicles, the Shilka and the Tunguska, very similar. However, when you look at them, very, very different. They have a similar profile, but the biggest identifier, look right at the top. See that spinning radar on the Tunguska? Shilka doesn't have that spinning radar. It's got that white thing up at the top, looks like a snare drum, right? The easiest way to identify the difference between a Shilka and a Tunguska. Doesn't matter if the rest of the body is behind concealment, some type of foliage or whatever. If you can see that the top of that turret, you can identify whether it's a Tunguska or whether it's a Shilka. And if there's both of them out there, we're taking the Tunguska first. It's the bigger threat. It's got those fucking missiles with a 5-click range. So we'll hit the Tunguska, and then we'll go after the Shilka. Alright? Anybody have any questions on anything we've covered?
First Sergeant.
No, First Sergeant.
Outstanding. Captain, anything you would like to go over?
Negative.
Roger. Alright. Want you guys to head back to the area where we all came in. Stand by there for a hot minute while we get ready to brief.
I'll get back in pre-combat formation when we get there.
It makes my skin crawl standing near it. It is that bad.
Top. It's pretty bad.
It smells like pizza to me.
Sergeant Richie, did you need something?
Yes, Top. I was fucking trying to get a question out, but fucking chats were fucking up for me. The guys with the ZS in the back, in the event that we disable the guys out, and we able to set demo on it, just avoiding putting a law on it, if we can get that close.
Yep. Something that need to go up to COC, and since you're with Havoc 4 tonight and you're not carrying any demo, it's not really a problem, but
for the future.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Their show.
Alright, let's head over there. I'll get section leads together and we'll get everybody briefed.
Havoc 7, this is Havoc 4.
4 to 7, sun traffic.
Interrogative, were lead elements supposed to stay behind for briefing?
Go green, lost with.
Negative.
Then disregard. Havoc 4 out.
Fucking hate formations.
All elements on 3-1, rally on my position at the boxes for briefing.
Alright, everybody come over by the boxes and briefing.
Dagger, go and get the pilots over here for me.
Roger that. Phoenix Dagger 7-0. Phoenix Dagger, go ahead and rally on the
They're literally standing right there. You can just go tell them.
Alright, gentlemen, open up your maps. Alright. What we're going to be doing tonight, as we're working on proper identification of vehicles and so on, we're going to essentially set up a hasty defense of COP Bravo, and at a friendly position that was previously left. We're going to move in there and defend against a coming attack from an unknown directions. So, what we're going to do, we're going to airlift the ground element from here via 2 Chinooks. We're going to come into COP Bravo. I would like to see the LZ somewhere in this saddle if possible. That'll be between you air assets and Dagger to get a good LZ for sure. If for some reason the saddle's not going to work, try and drop us in down here on the road if possible. You guys will have a few minutes to kind of get that squared away. And like I said, primary LZ is going to be up there in the saddle. Secondary LZ will be down on the ASR. We'll rely on Thunder for recce on that as we're flying in. Thunder is going to go airborne as soon as the birds start spooling. Thunder, I want you to get down there, get recce on the COP, find out where's the best LZ for us, and relay it back to Phoenix mid-flight.
Roger that.
First Sergeant, we will also have the Apache up tonight.
Roger. They can escort the 2 Phoenix Heavies in.
Affirm.
Once you drop the ground element, RTB, uniform change. However, make sure we got somebody back here as Phoenix ready to go with a resupply. Depending upon how heavy shit can gets tonight, we're probably going to need a resupply, and it is not a short hop from the airfield here down to that COP. So be ready, Ricky fucking Tick, with that resupply. If for some reason we cannot get that resupply dropped right on us, then we'll drop it at the, we'll land your bird at the secondary LZ. I will send a ground element down there to secure the LZ prior to your arrival. You'll get down there, unload the resupply, and then bug the fuck out. If that should happen, Warlord is going to push their racetrack in closer to escort Phoenix in with the resupply. So you're going to push that fucking racetrack in a click or so out, or however close you need to be to successfully escort that bird in. Clear?
Affirm.
Alright. 1-6. Placement as far as troops inside that COP, entirely up to you. Havoc 4, I want those tubes set up right in the center. As soon as we are inside that COP, get those tubes set up and get ready for fire missions. Start pre-designating fire zones.
Good copy.
Once we're on the ground, I want ground elements pushed in there, clear out that COP. It was abandoned a while ago. We need to make sure no fucking assholes moved in there in our absence. Once that shit's clear, get set up defensively and prepare to defend. Alright, any questions?
Yes, first. I got one.
Send it.
Do we have any kind of civilian considerations?
No fucking clue. Any other questions?
Sorry, Sergeant. Are there any known no-fly area or areas that we should avoid?
1-2, Mike. This is 1, Mike.
No idea. You'll find out where the no-fly zones are when the rockets start flying at you.
Affirm.
Alright. We are going to be doing a time transition prior to heading out there. This is going to be a nighttime operation. It's expected to have some fog. Alright? Be ready for close-in fighting. Pilots, be ready for low fucking visibility. You guys are going to be flying this one by the seat of your pants, so be ready for some hairy shit. You guys got 5 mics to get everybody briefed. Move.
Copy. Alright, all squads, school circle on me over.
First Sergeant.
Yep.
Am I clear to lift the UAV? It can take a while for it to get over there, since I can't actually bring it with me now.
No, just go ahead and get it up in the air now, but I'll tell you when to move it out. Send it.
First Sergeant.
Yep.
Alright, everybody.
I noticed earlier we were missing a
So, if you open your map,
truck
on
out on the runway.
corner is Cop Bravo.
If that issue has been resolved.
This is an abandoned
Truck
cop.
on the runway?
We need a truck to load the Apaches now.
Clear it out of any
Roger, go ahead and message Aries via Blue Force Tracker.
And then we are going to dig in there and assume a defensive posture. We're not sure what the composition is. We don't know if anybody's in there. We don't know exactly what we may be facing. Also, this is going to be a nighttime op. Then we're going to be waiting until dark. So if you don't have your NVGs, make sure you get that shit right now. We're going to land either in the saddle. Stand by. You look where I'm pointing. We're going to either land. Primary LZ is the saddle between Cop Bravo and Hill 48. Secondary LZ is out here, out on the south west side of this intersection. Once we get in there, 1-4, I want you to split up. I want half your squad looking out to the north, and then the other half out looking out mainly to the east to keep an eye on those MSRs. If we don't have any vision over this Hill 48, I may have a squad push out to it and dig in up there. We're just going to have to kind of play it by ear. We're going to be inserting via 2 Phoenix Heavy, and we'll have air escort with us. So make sure the fire team leaders are on the guns. It will be a hot LZ, so if you see it, you shoot it. We don't know of any civilian considerations. If you're being engaged, you are authorized 40 Mike. Sergeant Munson.
Thanks, Lieutenant. Quick question. If we don't know if the enemies have taken that cop or reinforced it with anti-air or whatnot, why are we inserting here?
Where air's going right now, they should be taking off to go reconnoiter that already. If we need to push off,
comms, 1 Mike Tech.
Find another LZ. Okay. That's the plan though. So and it is very close. So hopefully they are not dug in there with a bunch of anti-air. Alright, any other questions, comments? Sergeant Reynolds, you have anything you want to add?
No, sir, not at this time.
Alright, medical, we all good?
Yes, sir. All medics, when you head to the birds, make sure you grab extra medical just in case. We'll be setting up the CCP as soon as everything's cleared out inside.
Yeah, keep an eye on your supplies. We should be able to get a resupply if we need it, but we'll have to play it by ear. Any questions or comments? Put a CFQ in chat. Alright, I'll take that as a none. Alright, stand by, gentlemen. Thank you.
That go extra.
Alright, gents, I'm sure I don't have to say this, but double check to make sure you're actually carrying your NVs before we set out.
Was briefed.
Seven back on comms. All elements on 3-1, this is Havoc 7, notify once you are ready to head to the birds, over.
Havoc 7, this is 1-6, Havoc 1 is ready to move over.
1-6, this is 7, solid copy.
Havoc 7, this is Havoc 4, we are all clear and good to move.
4 is 7, solid copy. All elements 3-1, stand by for time shift. Alright, Dagger, go ahead and notify Deco to prepare to board. Roger that, they're already standing by waiting for us. Roger. Alright, let's go ahead and head over to the airfield. All elements on 3-1, you are clear to begin movement northbound to the airfield at this time, over.
This is 1-6, you broke up on last transmission, over.
This Havoc 7, I say again, all elements on 3-1 are clear to begin movement north to the airfield and begin to prepare for boarding.
Good copy, 1-6, over.
This is 7, I'll copy my last.
This is 7-4, copy your last, moving to 10 now.
Roger, 7 out. Dagger, find out if it's the eastern or western bird that's touching down first.
Roger that, wait 1.
Six, did your battle buddy end up showing up? Roger.
Dagger, this is
Dagger, relay to Thunder, hold position. He is not clear to taxi yet. I do not want him taxiing until all the infantry's out of the fucking way.
Roger that.
Right it is.
Disregard. Thunder is taxiing in opposite direction.
7 is Dagger, interrogative. Do you want him to take off or no?
Negative, not at this time. Still waiting for word on which bird is touching down first.
Get on the left-hand side, guys. Radio.
Which of these helicopters is touching down first?
Left one.
So this one?
This is Phoenix.
Thank you.
Wait till you're in the bird to lock it.
Which one is it?
Yeah, you gotta do it before.
Make sure you're on normal or yelling.
Roger.
We can't fucking hear you.
Clear the board.
Lost, where the fuck are you at?
Alright, go ahead and load up. All elements on 3-1, begin loading. Mike, you're in this western bird
copies.
with me.
Affirm.
Start loading.
Phoenix 2, this is Phoenix 1 on 711.
Captain Drumheller, looks like Staff Sergeant Monster is still in the motor pool.
7 is 10-4, B5, 10-4, all in.
And the LVs are updated at this time.
4 is 7, solid copy.
5-4 out.
I think that one may fill up.
7, this is uniform interrogative.
Send it.
Do you want to make clear to move the UAV over to the AO?
Yep, go ahead and start sending it.
Roger, moving it.
Roger. Mike, make sure you fucking stick to me like your name is Hemorrhoid. Yeah, well, sometimes herpes goes away. I don't feel like waiting for you to flare up again before I get medical attention.
Havoc 4, this is 1 Romeo, over.
10-5-4.
4, be advised. I've got word from 1 Mike that you have permission to contact us on frequency 110 in case of medical issues, over.
This is Havoc 4, shall copy on your last. Thank you.
4, this is 1 Romeo, out.
What was it that you said?
This is Havoc 6 on 3-1. Tell your guys to lock and load. I see guys getting on these birds with no magazines in their weapons.
1-6 copy.
Get in.
Both birds are full and there's 3 people that haven't boarded yet.
Copy.
7, this is 1-6 on 3-1.
Have,
1-6 and 7, send it.
We are short 3 seats on the birds, over.
have
1-6 and 7, copy, stand by.
Standing by.
have Warlord fucking uniform change to a little bird and switch to a Blackhawk.
Roger that.
Yeah, roger. this is 7 on 3-1.
7, this is 1-6 on 317.
1-6, this is 7. Notify your guys. We are going to have Warlord uniform change to Phoenix, and they will be riding in via Blackhawk. Over.
1-6 copies. Over.
Roger. 7 out.
Wait till your little pilot gets here.
One Mike, this is 1-1 Mike.
Dagger, make sure that fucking little bird still escorts us in. I don't want to go in completely fucking naked.
Roger that, will do.
Alright, clear Thunder to lift.
We're good to mount up.
Ready when you are.
Going to a combat zone. Put the magazine in that weapon.
Dog copy. What's the plan as far as this? All I heard was I need a change.
Just follow the other two birds in. We were at capacity. Get the fuck in, guys. Come on.
Captain, you say you want me to follow those other two birds?
Yep.
Cover's in.
Copy?
Captain, how do you hear me?
6, did your
I say again,
buddy
yes.
make it over here from the motor pool?
Negative. Yes, you were following those other birds in and landing us wherever you can.
Roger.
Affirm.
7, this is 1-6 on 3-1.
1-6, this is 7, send it.
Havoc 1 is loaded.
Whoever
ready.
the non-medic is back there, get on the fucking other
1-6
gunner
is
seat.
7,
Retreat
solid
seat.
copy. Stand by to lift.
You copy, 1-6 out.
Affirm.
Dagger, what's the fucking hold up on getting Thunder off the tarmac?
Unknown, he was clear to lift. I'll check in with him. Dagger, Thunder 7, control issues.
Rod, get these fucking birds lifted out of the way.
Roger that.
Dagger, get Lancer out there ahead of us, back to the area.
Pilot, what's our hold up? We need to be fucking moving.
Go again, hold up, figuring out a flight plan.
bombs in 2.
Cycle 1.
Seven is dagger on 1-1.
Better diagnosis on that at all. When you actually do all
Advise, Lancer is currently slower than us. We're slowing down so we can take the lead.
Hey, some match the pointer in the middle. Is that never moved? Slightly high, cold additional bandit, right 4 o'clock, 15 miles. Slightly high, cold as well. Pull it out to the left. 24, spike, 130 close.
Bombs in 2, bombs in 2.
Cycle 1.
Dagger is reporting infantry within 300 meters of the LZ. This may be a hot LZ. Tell your gunners to be ready to return fire.
Pull up. Pull up. Yeah, chill out with those guns back there.
advise enemy position is marked with red smoke. The smoke bounced a little bit, but it's around the red smoke.
Clear.
Alright, we're gonna Bravo. Got a wall to the right. You're gonna go in
Right,
left.
clear.
One in left, left clear. Another set of doors.
Wish you would have said that a little bit earlier.
Hang left.
If you see the
Clear.
American flag on the road, there are two
Push
buildings
left, guys.
south of it. Go there and you'll find them.
Pushing and get this cleared out. Make sure you guys are marking this and clear them out.
Did you mark
Be advised, Dagger was calling out contacts to the northeast as well as those guys that we engaged to the south when we dismounted.
1-6 copies.
On you. Contacts northeast of the COP. I say again, northeast of the COP.
You're on with
possible contacts northeast of the COP.
Alpha,
I want you to clear these medical buildings.
If you head almost to the COP marker, that's where I meet up with Mike.
Another door.
1-4, this Mike.
Right, look clear and pushing left. That's clear. So these barracks are
1-1
clear.
Mike is alone, so he's gonna join up with us.
Make sure you're marking the buildings with green paint after you clear them. Any air element, this is Havoc 6 on 7-0, I'll copy over.
Yeah, hold on. Actually, just jolly over.
Alright,
Have
this is
two
Shaw.
southwest. Keep an eye on our rear.
1-6 and 1-7-0.1.
Fair enough.
Will you please tell your guys to shoot that dude who's crawling up on us with a weapon through the field from the north?
Open up on what you see.
Dagger, this is Phoenix Heavy on 7-0, reloaded and ready for LZ.
Hey, Reynolds, until your squad comes back, this is Charlie and Bravo. Stay with them, alright?
Like 4, this is 160-110. The compound is here if you want to go and set up.
Charlie copies.
You got Specialist R. Reynolds with you. He's a Mike who has no one to be with, so responsibility. Good luck.
Mike, Charlie, you copy him.
6 is 1-6 on 3-1.
Send it.
We got some danger, close contacts to the east and northeast. We're engaging it over.
Roger. Havoc 4 is Havoc 6 on 3-1 over.
to our east. Over. Alright, Colin, what is he seeing? I'm not seeing much right now.
Hope you've got those overlays today, bro.
I hope so too.
Copy that. Interrogative. Are we still going to set up the CCP? Over.
I got something moving on thermals over there.
Where's over there?
Left side of the road, over there.
Watch out. Alright, then we can set up on this little...
Northeast, you see the lights of the northeast of the cop sign.
Go for actual.
Once I'm on you again. Sorry, I had to figure out the mic.
Medical status.
Going green.
Good. Booker's open up. Bravo's green.
Bravo, make sure you are keeping eyes on this village on top of the hill, bearing 131.
Copy on track. I'm looking at it.
Shot the 20 at the guy who was hiding behind a bush, snapping in front of us. 012.
Be advised, reinserts are coming in shortly.
1-1, Mike, this is 1-4, Mike.
Say again, over.
Booker, just for
coming in pretty soon.
That single house on top of the hill, southeast, roughly meters.
Are you guys engaging?
Gillen, you shooting?
I honestly didn't know there was a bush or a person.
Negative. Bravo's not engaging.
It's so far the other. Yeah.
Alrighty, it must be
make out if it's a person or not.
Additionally, Booker, that town is 500.
Roger.
Alright, that village and
Copy.
Hill, just north of the 135, that's reference 500 meters.
Copy
Copy.
that.
Alpha, make sure you watch this draw off to your northeast where this
Almost
body
500
of
meters
water
from
is
there.
pretty foggy
Yeah,
down there.
there.
Somebody can sneak up on us.
550 meters across the water over there, in that town to the northeast.
Windows
Hey, you guys got a
Give
big
me that one
section to
again.
cover, but just kind of keep a sweeping motion if you know what I
550,
mean.
copy.
Be ready, guys. We didn't land quietly. They're gonna find us sooner or later.
There's still unconfirmed reports.
Alright, the only thing I've got is the reinsert's going to be coming in soon. And we're just
Actual
rolling in now, there's not anything going
Yeah,
on.
it got called out, but no one confirmed it.
Squad plus size.
Got 2
on the
squads worth of
bridge,
guys over there.
101, roughly
Bearing
700.
100.
Any element 41, this is Havoc 7, I'm copy.
Havoc 6, I got you about 4x5, send it.
This is Delta, got eyes on at least a squad of infantry coming in 102, especially over the hillside.
In between bearing 100.
Copy. They just keep coming over that ridge, right?
Infantry 102 on the hillside. You see that in your range?
6, Roger, disregard my last message. It's no longer safe to land in the middle of the COP. You need to land to the south on the road.
6 to 7 solid copy.
Range 16 on 3 west.
550 to 600. Closest times.
Dagger, change of plan. We're landing at fucking 1910. South ASR.
Roger, 1910.
Havoc 6, this is 1-6 on 3-1.
This is 6. I want all your guys to fire out in every direction with suppressive fire while that bird lands.
1-6 copy.
This is 7. Do not fire to the south. The bird is coming into the south. Roger, Dagger. Look in there. Already on it. Clear.
Hey, gunfire.
I got multiple targets.
Let's move.
Multiple targets bearing 340 far. This is 6. We got some nasty windage. So you guys to check the windage. Use trace for the thing too.
We're pushing northeast. Kicking off. This is 7, no messages sent over.
Roger, 6 out.
Got tracers coming out.
Up in the town to the southeast.
We've got some sort of vehicle.
Got a rangefinder lost her.
This is Haven 4, be advised, Haven 4 is ready for fire. First.
Someone called it out already.
7, solid copy.
Pretty sure it's either a technical or a gun truck. We saw the front row.
Havoc 1, this is
gun truck.
0.
Be advised, there's a gun truck southeast in that town, most of the way up the hill.
Havoc 1 copy. We're engaging time now.
Looks like we also have some infantry on the fence line. Right to where
I'm moving over to this tower, see if I can get an angle on that gun truck.
Pardon me.
Be advised, we're located infantry and what looks to be a technical in Alma. Vehicle marker 1935, grid 1011007.
It's 530 from airdrome.
4-7, solid copy. Eyes on mark.
Haven 4 cleared to fire on that town.
4-7, that's a negative at this time. We have no idea if there's civilian presence within that town. Over.
Solid copy, just be advised there are hostiles within that town.
4-7, solid copy.
Side 4 out.
Are we gonna have an Apache in the AO anytime soon?
Warlord should already be up.
Roger, I'm switching my lane.
have Warlord up, correct?
Negative, they are stationary at their base, about to taxi off.
I thought they were already fucking uniform changed and ready to go.
Shit.
Hey, firm, so did I.
Solid copy.
Holy shit, there's like a platoon's worth of fucking guys where we were looking out just a minute ago, Drum.
Lots of guys. Lots of guys coming from our southeast. What's the range? Get that fucking RPG gunner that keeps popping RPGs.
1-6 is 7. Still seeing intermittent thermal hits over there.
There's an RPG gunner firing from inside the town itself.
Interrogative D, town southeast.
Hey, firm.
Roger that.
Still firing fucking RPGs. Seen the fucking smoke come off of it around bearing 129 from my pause.
Yeah, he's in the right side, but he doesn't pop out long enough to get eyes on.
Roger. Fucking Dagger, get that fire mission out there quick.
Roger, it's going out now.
This is Havoc 4. Be advised, 8 times HE going out on the town of Alma. Bluefield marker 1935. ETA 250.
Or be advised, you've got a pre-set up mortar position over here to your east.
And infantry movement bearing 339 or 450 meters out.
Copy, Havoc 6. This time force flash.
Do you hear the snaps and cracks?
Havoc 4, this is 1-7.
That means we're getting shot at.
Stand by, Havoc 4.
Be advised, all flashing bullseye, walking right to left, over.
Good copy on last.
We got the technical.
Dagger, have Warlord circle around to the fucking western flank there and keep an eye on the north side of wherever the fuck that shithole is called. Casino, or, yeah, north of Casino Bar. Have them circle around to the west, watch the north side of that.
Don't you know we're not watching all the shitholes anymore?
Yeah, well, I call them like I see them.
Top comms 1 minute.
Roger.
So what do you call me then? You call him like you see him?
Dumbass. 1, this is 7, I'm 1.
7, this is 1-6.
1-6 is 7, interrogative, what's the status of infantry we're seeing coming from the southeast?
Say again, Havoc 7.
7, interrogative, what's the status of that infantry we were seeing coming in from the southeast? Over.
Havoc 7, they had a very bad day, over. They are no longer moving.
1-6 is 7, solid copy, Havoc 4, good effect on target.
Yeah, keep an eye on that smoke. I'm gonna be pressing that kill at some point.
Whoa, that was a fucking shell.
Havoc 7, this is 16 on 3-1, over.
167, send it.
We've got reports of an MBT about 1 click out, which shell just rocked off the northern Escos.
Holy fuck.
167, solid copy. I got eyes on. It is bearing break.
It's lit up. Give me a hellfire on that fucking thing.
Roger, working on it.
Like tracers going right across my nose. I can't see where.
Get low, smoke that motherfucker.
It's 1,116 meters out to Barrack 356.
It's contact top of the hill. Southeast.
Dagger, get fucking air in here on that tank.
Already on it.
Good hit, lasers off. Crew's dismounted. Might be a second tank. I don't know where the fuck that came from. It was left of the...
Same tank, it's still active.
It's lased again.
Keep hitting.
Thunder's in on it, west-east.
What is it shooting at?
This is uniform, I have a good lays on that tank.
It is already lased. It's still shooting. Laze is still active. Still shooting.
Yep, still firing. Hit it with a fucking Maverick.
Havoc 7, this is 16 on 3-1.
167, send it.
That tank is still active, over.
167, that's an A firm. We're trying to fucking execute with their assets. She's being
What's
a
the
bitch.
status on Warlord? Why is he not sending fucking Hellfires out?
We have Thunder in with the Maverick.
Fucking shoot it with everything.
Oh,
God damn it!
Okay, CLS start working on him. Tosco, you up?
Second good hit. Smoking. Lasers off. Gunner's dismounted. Next time I call for a fucking Hellfire, give me a goddamn Hellfire.
Roger.
One, this is 7 on 3-1.
7, this is 16 on 3-1, send it.
16 is 7, be advised, MBT has been eliminated, over.
16 copies.
Roger, 7 out.
If you want to call in other shit on top of the Hellfire I called, it's fine, I don't care. But don't have me standing there with my dick flapping in the wind while I'm waiting for a Hellfire that's never gonna come.
Movement, technical, top of the hill, southeast.
The 6, we got boats coming in from the southeast in the bay down there.
Dagger, get Havoc 4-7. Top of that southeastern hill.
Roger, that's up on the southeastern hill.
Havoc 4, be advised, Havoc 7 is in charge of the stop. Make sure you're not shooting the frickin'
7 is Dagger in Rocket. You mean the villain?
7, be advised, have civilian speedboats that just offloaded hostile troops to our southeast of the Gulf.
7, solid copy, stand by, go fire mission from Dagger.
This copy.
Where the last one was?
Yeah, up there. Up there.
Point at it.
Up there. It's
on the hill.
moved.
Oh, I see it. I see it. I see
Here
it.
it comes.
There's a technical coming down from the hilltop to the southeast into the town. Who's still shooting at it? It popped out left side of the town.
One, this is 7
7, this is 167.
1-6, this is 7, be advised, we have enemy squad behind the hilltops, right southwest of Mark 1941, enemy squad moving north to south along the back of those hills.
Multiple foot mobiles, 175 on the beach.
Copy all, I have them.
Roger, 7.
Are any of them still alive?
Yeah, those traces are going out.
Let's have more splash on the villa.
Don't see any more silhouettes.
Uniform, give me a BDA on that fucking having formation up there. For the 7, solid copy, stand by for BDA.
I see him, but keep kind of shooting this area. I need to find a mic.
Hey, we got a mic.
Mike, I just need morphine. I can't see shit.
This is Uniform, I see no thermal contacts
Watch
on
the
the
fucking
target.
fog. I've been seeing a bunch of
Roger.
deathheads
South 4, last 3 rounds, landing down.
For the 7, be advised, BDA via uniform 100 over 100 over.
Yeah, good to go.
This is 7-4, solid copy.
Nobody in this
Roger, 7
tower.
0.
We got another fucking RPG gunner in that town southeast on the right side.
Yeah, Roger. He's on the right side.
And either of you need morphine?
No.
Hit that fucking town again with Havoc 4.
Roger.
You're gonna have to get a.
1, this is 7 on 3-1.
7 for having 1.
1-6 to 7, be advised, we're still seeing intermittent foot mobiles that have in town north, or southeast break. Havoc 4, shortly be a dagger and level left shit.
I got a fucking Mark 19.
I want that fucking building gone. I'm tired of them hiding in it. Hit it with Havoc 4s and level that motherfucker.
Roger, will do.
I can barely see his head.
7, this is 1-6 on 3-1 over.
Where?
1-6-7, send it.
Requesting another fire mission from Havoc 4 on town of Almo.
Just lacing it. Fire mission out there now.
1-6 to 7, they're about to hit it.
This is 7-4, splash.
What's it?
Uniform, you got eyes on that shit coming in?
Yeah, firm. You need 100 over 100 on the PG gunners on the roofs are down.
Roger, belay that fire mission from Thunder. So get out to the northeast.
Havoc 7, this is 1-6 on 3-1.
1-6 to 7, send it.
With transports coming at bearing 027, we are getting
1-6 to 7, solid copy. This rounds outbound. Break. Be advised, BDA from Havoc 4, fire mission is 100 over 100 over.
Good copy on last, type 7.
Yeah, send it. What's wrong with it?
7 is dagger on point 1.
Send it. 1-6, this is 7. See if you can get your DMR over here on the northern flank. We have an RPG fire right in the residence. Large four-story great. Get DMR here so you can find the over.
BTR on the street, northeast.
Shit, eyes on it.
There's a range on that BTR loss to your right. Second BTR, same position, behind it on the street.
219.
Good hit on that first one. There's still a second one out there.
7. Solid copy. Good hit on the first one. There's a second one out there. Get on it.
Make sure you're giving me those ranges adjusted for elevation. God damn, that thing's... Wow, still shooting, okay.
We got infantry in the open, bearing 333, 7 on 3-1, be advised, both BTRs are against traffic at this time, over.
This is Dagger, current time they are to the north.
Roger, tell them to keep an eye on that northwestern flank. If they got infantry moving in the open again around that fucking town to our northwest there,
Roger, they have eyes on that.
Another BTR 011 for my pause drop.
See another fucking RPG out there.
482 meters out. It's on the road.
That's what you want to get that pops up on top of that building. You can't. Out there, you have to bring up all the fucking building.
Protest to be the Hunter building, it looks like, or apartment.
1-6 to 7, solid copy.
BTR 020, 400 meters out.
Disregard that, we got.
You said you got that RPG gunner. I just saw him stand back up and run back.
Negative, we're working on it. We got him about to go down.
Fucking cook off already.
Relocate your DMR as needed break. Just do a quick check on that area every now and then to make sure that there's
All elements on 3-1, keep it up.
1-6 copy.
That's 4 copies.
southeast hill. Approximate bearing 1120.
167, solid copy. Is that up that villa? Again, over.
Yeah, good copy, 7. It's a little bit east of there. We're getting it taken care of with 240s. Over.
167, solid copy. Keep them up.
16 go.
Give me a range over to that hill, or that ridge right there, between that truck that's still on and the blown up truck.
16B advised, Havoc 1 is yellow on heavy armor AT.
280.
All elements 3-1, this Havoc 7, give me an ace report at your discretion.
280.
Motherfucker, we got
Havoc 7, 16031, 84 as follows. We are green on medical and small arms. We are yellow on AT. Over.
Squad says element 030, peeking over the rest right now.
Be advised, got 20 times HE left. I've disregarded 40 times HE left, and are green on medical and 556.
167, solid copy.
Oh, 7, we're green on medical.
Roger.
317, send report.
This is Delta. Correction on 8 report. We only.
We're probably gonna need this.
Yeah, I'm gonna call one here shortly.
Yeah, my bad.
So you firing 40 mics as well?
No, but I'm glad other people are actually firing the 40s. I would call it now because it's inevitably going to take them forever to fucking.
Yeah, I'm going to. Dagger, go ahead and get him in here.
Roger, interrogative, you want it center or cop?
Yeah, bring it right into the center.
Copy.
If we need to.
Drum, I got eyes on a foot mobile standing still. 320, 450 meters out.
A foot mobile that's standing still is spotting you for heavy fire. You need to drop him.
Give me a reference building, Loster.
Where those tracers are going out.
You mean where those tracers
right
are
on
going
those
into
tracers.
him? He's dead. He's dead.
Got no eyes on him.
He's fucking dead. He's dead.
Probably why I don't have eyes on him.
Be advised, it's a good time to repack your mags. If you got to, smoke them while you got them over.
Bateman, I got covered to the southeast if you need a second to repack.
Nope. Repacking.
I'm good.
Same here.
All makes this one makes. This is a good time to repack your mags and check the CLS. Make sure they still have medical.
No, man.
Captain Butler, you guys need any medical?
I'm back
No.
with you.
Dagger, do you need medical?
FTX not having any op. Good.
Yeah, I put one in the butt.
We're talking about the drugs.
7 is Dagger on point 1.
Yeah.
Thunder just reported 4 times patrol boats to our south, pushing west-east.
Roger, I also see green
Havoc
tracers.
7,
We got a fucking
this is
cruise cannon bearing
16131.
015, direct north. 1, this is 7, send it.
We're gonna attack 3 times the boats coming up these.
Break. 167, solid copy on that. Be advised, we got a fucking Shilka bearing 016, my pause. Stand by for range. Be advised, range 1673 meters. I say again, 1673 meters. Get fucking somebody on that thing.
What direction? 1673 meters. What direction?
16131. That's out of the range of our
016, top of the hill. Reference green tracers.
This is uniform. I have a laser on that shotgun.
Roger,
It's on the other side of defilade from me. I can't get it lased.
Okay, firm. Uniform laser hot.
All elements on 3-1, be advised, Shilka is being lased. Air assets are engaging time now.
Uh-oh.
16 copy.
Oh.
This is uniform. That's immediate 100 or 100. That shotgun's on fire. Catastrophic.
Roger.
Yeah, you fucking
didn't make it.
All elements 3-1, be advised, Shilka is dead. Over.
Havoc 1 copies, good ship.
Dagger, give me an ETA on that resupply.
Roger that, 7. I know it was relayed to them. They should be moving here shortly.
Roger. Still need a fucking ETA.
Roger that. Also be advised, the boats to our south are unloaded troops.
Roger.
See the boats.
Currently standing by for a mark on that.
1, this is 7 on 3-1.
7, 1-6, 3-1-7.
1-6, this is 7, be advised. Those, patrol boats to our south paid off.
Good copy, F7. We'll take care of most.
Roger, 7 over.
Nice.
1, this is 7 on 3-1.
7, this 1-6 on 3-1-7.
Sounds like most
1-6, this is 7. Be advised, if you can get me some accurate marks on those troops that were offloaded to our south, we'll see if we can get Havoc 4 on it. Over.
I'm pretty sure they already
Stamp.
Bravo, ready for fire mission.
Roger, was that all the fire I was hearing?
Alpha's on.
Yeah, I can't imagine what else was coming from that direction.
Roger, uniform, go ahead and swing the UAV around there and see if you can get eyes on it.
7 is Dagger, be advised, resupply is 2 clicks out.
Roger. All elements on 3-1, be advised, resupply is inbound, 2 clicks out.
We need to give that resupply a lot of suppressive fire as they're landing.
Green smoke.
7, 1-6 copy all.
Pop that green smoke. All elements on 3-1, green smoke, suppressive fire.
Havoc 7, 10-4.
1-7, this is 1-6 on 3-1.
1-6-7, send it.
We got reports of a BRDM, we are engaging time now.
1-6-7, solid copy, break. Good job keeping that suppressive fire up while Phoenix was in here, over.
Good copy, yeah. Having 1-6 out.
Dagger, relay, thunder, nice gun run, suppressing for Phoenix. Break.
Roger,
got another fucking tank out there. Top of the hill again, 356.
Roger.
Make that very 354, 1,000 meters out. Trying to back over behind them. 1, this is 7 on 3-1.
Send it for 1-6-3-1.
Got it laced.
1-6, this is 7, be advised. We have another tank out there, direct north, range 1,000.
Send a hellfire on the thing.
Roger, attention air assets. The Moss gunners got balls.
Good copy.
Damn it. Looks like a good hit. Crew's dismounting. I'm just keeping it laced. Nope, turret's. I can't tell if the turret's still moving or not. It's popping countermeasures. Send another hellfire.
Roger, I have it laced.
Good. This is 7, be advised. I just shit myself.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Good, shoot
Tank's
1-4.
cooking off.
Alright, it's cooking. Fucking hell.
So we're just trying to remount it.
Pretty sure I just read the manufacturer name on that tank shell.
This is 1-7, Havoc 1-10 traffic.
1-7, this is 7, be advised, resupply has been dropped in the center of the COP at this time. Squads off 1 by 1 to resupply.
Holy fuck!
Roger that, Havoc 7 full, copy on your last. Over.
Yes, 045.
It's just a truck! It's just a truck! Get that, light that fucking truck up! 042!
Okay, it's a truck. Light it up, guys.
1,000 meters! 042! It's laced if I can get a hellfire on it!
Hit it with fucking hellfire.
Paper letters and numbers.
Lace is off!
Doc, I need you, Doc.
Harris, this is 1-6 on 3-1.
1-6 is a second. Radio.
I lost eyes on, that super. It's down, it's down, it's down, it's down. Nope. It's still got a gunner on it. It's still got a gunner on it.
Where's the floor? They should be following up for fucking 30 mil.
130 on it.
It's not immediate though. We can just
Let's see. Gunners are down.
had our wall breached from the south.
Move south, move south.
Wall breached on the south.
You guys good?
Everyone's reacting.
We're good. We got a couple casualties up here.
Put him down right there.
Frag out!
Alright, Doc, find out if you're needed anywhere medically. Stay firm, I'm pushing northeast.
Coming in here.
Frag out!
Frag out.
7, this is 16 on 31.
Mike, you're needed to the northeast.
We have 1 times KIA from enemy fire, QC Grover, over.
1-6, copy. Make them pay for it.
It comes 1-6 out.
Yep. They're throwing frags.
1, this is 7 on 3-1. Dagger headquarters, circle out here.
Everyone who can hear me that has a frag grenade over here, throw one out here to the northeast.
You need to get all these guys on the eastern side to throw frags down slope.
Let's go. If you got a frag, fucking throw it.
Frag out.
One, this is 7 on 3-1.
7 is 1-6 on 3-1-7.
1-6, this is 7. Push a rifle squad just down slope here. Make sure these cocksuckers are not still on our doorstep.
We'll get copy of 7. We'll take care of it.
Roger, 7 out.
RPG.
Jesus Christ. There are guys out toward east and southeast as well. That's where that RPGs came from.
It's given.
Alright, let's fucking push around here to the west side of this little exit right here. We're gonna circle around the left side.
We who?
All of us. Let's go fucking out and clear this shit out.
They're crawling up definitely to the southeast here.
Pushing out.
Move.
Copy that. Alpha is moved to
I'm alright.
Can't see shit through this fucking grass.
1-3, this is.
That's your right.
Go left. We'll push left.
Friendlies up in front of us? Yeah, there's friendlies up in front of us already.
Up ahead.
It's 1-3 in front of us.
Alright, let's go ahead and pull back, pull back. They got this shit. Alright, pull back inside.
There was
We have 2 squads pushing in from the south. Danger close.
a couple of dudes are crawling up to defilade here.
This time forward, taking hostiles, danger close southeast.
Solid cop.
Down to the southeast that pushed out.
Say again?
There are 3 friendlies down on the slope that.
Why in the fuck is Thunder commencing a goddamn unauthorized gun run danger fucking close to friendlies?
7 is dagger. I cleared him on that. We had 3 times squads pushing up on us prone.
Roger. Shit. I clear it.
Roger.
Alpha's Cheney's still down.
Mike, contact that medic down slope from us to the east. See if he needs aid.
Got movement.
One mag left.
Oh, what's really?
You want to resupply? If there's anything left.
Roger.
7 on pit 1.
Go for Mike.
No, I just wanted you with me.
I do not believe we had anybody down to the northeast. Are you talking about?
7 is 7-4.
4-7, send it.
Be advised, troops have been resupplied. We're back at
Officer, what's your
64
status?
HE.
Right here.
4-7, solid copy.
How about the resupply? Waiting for you.
7, this is 16131 over.
167, send it.
We have 1-3 down there clearing out the small town Kato, and then they'll come back up over.
If I'm treating Dagger. 1-6 is 7, solid copy, just had eyes on them. Try and get them back here with a quickness. I do not want them caught out there by themselves.
Break. This time 4 got eyes on an MBT 330.
Got an MBT out there to the northwest.
Within 1 click, pushing 800 meters.
Moving back to your pods, Daggers.
At the gas station, time now, 2 times MBTs.
I hear them, I don't see them.
1-7 there at the gas station.
1-6.
They're behind Defilade, trying to get them lazed.
Also, be advised, BMP moving to the northwestern side of the town of Zalea.
Those things are gonna get close. Those things are gonna be super close to us. Tell your guys to get their AT4s out. Right here.
This is uniform.
Laze is hot. Give me a Hellfire.
Roger, get everything in here on that motherfucker. All elements on 3-1, pop green smoke along your lines. I say again, all elements on 3-1, pop green smoke along your lines. Missile launch.
That one's cooking off, I think. Don't get in front of me, lost your move!
Something if you can.
This guy hit with back blast.
One BTR coming down from the Alma, over.
167, copy. You guys should be more capable of handling it.
Copy, let me know.
Roger.
Got a BMP lace, send me another Hellfire. I still have one of those fucking BMPs lazed.
Get that Phoenix the fuck out of here. Wave off. Project. I don't know what stupid motherfucker cleared that bird. Come in here. But you're gonna keep your head off on the fucking field. Get out of here. Project, be advised, he should have came in.
Second BMP looks like it got hit. Lasers off.
Hey, firm, BMP's cooking. Uniform, you see any more armor? From that blade bottom, one time, MPT with the distance goes left, Project, can you get a mark on it? Got infantry moving in the open, 341, reference gas station. 1-7 on 3-1.
Have 7, this is have 4.
4-7, second.
Heavy 4 is requesting you to do a smoke fire mission between Corridor and the cop to let 1-3's squad get back.
6-7, that's an A-firm, give them some cover. 1, go ahead and relay that to 1-3, tell them once they got a smoke, we'll move.
Make sense of it all.
Said your name like 5 times.
Also, what's your status?
4, this is 7, get on my pod, time now.
Good copy. Move to your time now.
Dagger, point 1.
Send it.
Interrogative, are we good to bring that reinsert in?
A-firm, now you can bring them in.
Roger.
Need medical attention.
That's for sure. Why are you dudes here and you're way the fuck somewhere else and I just almost got shot in the ass by this dumb motherfucker sitting next to you? Get security set up around your tubes. They are your guys' responsibility.
7, this is 1603.
Just walk right in here like you own the goddamn place.
1-6 is 7, send it.
We got 1-3 coming back up from Porto time now.
1-6 is 7, solid copy. Got a fucking RPG somewhere out there to the south, maybe? This is 7 on 3-1, that RPG came in from the southwest. I'm pretty sure those guys up in the tower just fucking smoked them. Break. 1, explain to me why I have 5 motherfuckers in a single tower.
We'll take care of it. 7.
Roger. Please tell them to shoot the motherfucker that keeps trying to hit me with an RPG.
We'll go west.
Roger, 7 out. All elements put out suppressing fire for Phoenix.
Copy, heavy 4-7 now.
I got a couple. I got like 5 or 6. Want extra?
There's more in the box. When I was there.
Motherfucker, you eating an MRE in the middle of a firefight?
I have to cook because I'm nervous. I eat because I'm nervous.
Uniform, see if there's anything left on the backside of that hill to the southwest.
Copy, section southwest. This is uniform, nothing moving on thermals to the southwest behind those rocks.
Roger. 3-1, be advised that hilltop to the southwest has been cleared via uniform. Over.
Got a good effect on mortars.
What's it?
Copy coming up too.
Jesus Christ, Booker, what are you trying to shoot fucking guys on the moon with that thing?
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Alright, Dagger, go ahead and RTB air assets.
Roger that.
You guys check your mags, make sure you repack.
7, this is 1-6 and 3-1.
1-6-7, send it.
Be advised, 1-4 is still black on AT. There were no Moz rounds in those resupplies. Over.
1-6, this is solid copy. Should have been Moz rounds in there, so not sure. I will check it myself.
Yeah, I just checked. I don't know what the hell's wrong.
Roger, are you confirming there is no Moz rockets in the box?
I have confirmed, yes. There's Javelin, but no Moz. Over.
Solid copy. We'll have to deal with it. Just keep your guys set up in a defensive posture. Stand by for further. Over.
I don't see how they're javelin rounds.
Copies all.
Rounds.
No idea.
They just take 3 rounds and then say they're black?
No idea. Find that out at fucking debrief. We're technically index. I'm just giving air assets a head start to get back to fucking base, so we're not waiting 3 goddamn hours for them.
Hey, Sergeant.
What's up? 7, this is 1-6 on 3-1 over.
Comms, one mic after this message. 1-6-7, send it.
We have 3 times rounds for the Moz remaining over.
1-6 to 7. Amazing, they miraculously fucking showed up. Roger.
Good copy, 1-6 out.
Wait, on the way back.
Alright, now I'm off comms, one mic.
Those kitchen, you know, I feel you. We'll go on this side.
Hey, Sergeant Richie.
Yo. Yes?
You look good from up here.
Thank you. You do too. Where's the captain?
Right here.
Right next to me.
Captain.
If you can't, okay. How'd you like being an 11 Charlie for a night?
Say again, sir?
How'd you like being an 11 Charlie for the night?
It's the second night in a row, sir.
It was an interesting avoidance of the question. There you go, okay. Hey, those buildings up there finally fucking fell down.
Yeah, they did.
Apparently they gave us jab rounds instead.
See anything up there?
So I got a small round out of like Vegas at Delta.
We showed them the way.
Just one?
Just one.
I think so too.
It's a shame that
you already used it?
1-4 is like the only weapon team that doesn't use a javelin.
You want a javelin pipe?
No, I don't want a javelin. It's too easy.
Wish I had a cookie right now.
I just ate a whole bar.
7 back on comms. Dagger, what's the status of air assets getting back to base?
7 is Dagger, be advised, air assets should be landed momentarily.
Roger.
Fucking mag in there.
We're moving, Mike.
Just doing a radio check. You were pretty silent and non-responsive earlier.
All elements on 3-1, be advised, we are index, rally on green smoke.
1-6 copies.
Have 4 copies.
All mic, one mic, we're not done yet.
Air assets just line up and stand by. Over.
Are we rallying on a green smoke?
Oh wow, the green smoke looks pretty cool if you take your night vision off.
But I'm gonna list the names and teleport, okay?
Looks like a fucking raid.
I was gonna say, I didn't No. Pretty nice. It was way bright.
What are you pulling
Found
at?
it, found it.
Nothing?
Must have stopped smelling the fumes.
HQ metal button.
Alright, lock that shit up.
Hey, Aries, you over here?
Oh.
Captain, I have to say I love these in.
I have to say,
I'm unsure whether you
blind-ass
motherfuckers are blind or if you were just mesmerized by the green smoke.
Both. First sergeant. All squads report in when you are.
Monster, you good?
If you're not already, your weapon better be condition 4 before my fucking eyes fall upon it.
Yeah, I've got your last pup there.
Hey,
Bravo, you're good.
Copy, I am condition 4.
Okay, go ahead and make sure you're condition 4 and get your butt in there and we're good to go.
I really need to put a GPS.
Alright, before we start the debrief, what's the deal with the Moz rounds in the resupply box? Were there 0 or were there 3?
1-4 had 3 rounds remaining. There were none in the box that I saw. As far as I know, none of them were resupplied either. Okay. Can you confirm that 1-4?
There was only 2 times javelin rounds, as far as I'm aware.
So
Captain
none of the
Soto.
Moz gunners, anybody got any out?
Negative.
Charlie did not.
Captain Soto, can you put us down a fresh resupply box here?
Did you hear that?
Yep, on it.
There's 3 fucking Moz rounds in this one. So
Check the template.
okay, is that different? Is the box put down by the template different than the box?
Yeah, from there's 2 boxes down, or 3 boxes down at the Hilo resupply spot. I'll double check, make sure that they're loaded correctly, Captain.
Are they from 2 different places though, or is it the same box? The one that Ares spawns, is that the same one as you drag and put down on the mission template?
They are part of the template. They come pre-made. This comes out of the Ares template, so it's possible they are different.
Okay.
All right. Like we got everybody here. Firstly, pretty goddamn good job tonight. Not only defending the cop, but also properly identifying everything that was out there. I heard guys, overheard guys, correctly identifying pieces of armor all fucking night. I personally did not hear one get misidentified. So very, very good job on that. There were some problems with security. There was one point where some asshole was able to get right into the center of the cop and was quite literally standing in the middle of Havoc 4's tubes and almost shot myself and my mic in the ass. How in the fuck that's possible, I have no idea. But there sure as shit is not an excuse for it.
That was the second time too.
Lastly, JTAX, anybody in here that is a fucking JTAC or anybody that is a member of the TACP, you do not clear shit. The task force commander clears a fire mission or a fucking cast run. You sure as fuck better never come across my radio saying I cleared it. I promise you, you will know what your nuts taste like. And you sure as fuck do not bring in a goddamn reinsert bird and give no fucking advisement whatsoever to the task force commander. We had a bird coming into a hot-ass LZ, and I had no fucking clue it was coming in whatsoever. There is no excuse for it, and it sure as shit better never happen again. Air assets, outstanding job prosecuting those targets. You guys were on that ship pretty quick, with the exception to when Captain asked for a goddamn Hellfire, and it just never came. That, I'm guessing, was miscommunication between yourself and Dagger. But other than that, you guys were fucking on target all night. So good job on that. That's all I have as far as critiques myself. Captain Drumheller?
That's it. Just to reiterate the same thing to fucking Dagger and any other Dagger elements here. When I call for a Hellfire, that means I want a Hellfire. It doesn't mean I want a Maverick. It doesn't mean I want a gun run from the A10. It doesn't mean I want Apache cannons. It means I'm standing there with my ass out, hanging in the wind, with a fucking hot laser, exposing myself, waiting for a Hellfire. And if I'm standing there for 45 seconds getting shot at by a fucking tank because I'm trying to laze it so it can get hit by the Hellfire, and then you say, oh no, we have a gun run coming in on it. I've just stood there exposing myself to enemy fire for no fucking reason. So you either send that Hellfire immediately or you immediately relay to me, Hellfire's not coming, we have something else on it. But do not let me or whoever is the task force commander standing there, or platoon leadership standing there with a hot laze, just stand there thinking there's a Hellfire coming. The other thing was 360 security. That east-southeastern flank got breached 2 times. One time, it got breached 2 times. That's unacceptable. That means we did not have 360 security on the cop the whole time. And it's more than likely a case of, oh, they're shooting over there, I'm going to go see what's happening. That's not how we roll. It's, oh, they're shooting over there, I'm going to stay here and secure my sector. That's how we roll. I'm sorry if it's boring for you, if all the firefights are going on somewhere else, but you're going to get a mission at some point where all the firefights are going off in your face, so you have to deal with it for the missions that you have to pull sector security in a sector where nothing's happening, but that doesn't even matter because there was no sector tonight where nothing was happening. So there's no reason for those breaches to have happened. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Cap. Very quickly, a couple of points I forgot. Havoc 4, outstanding fire missions tonight. Your guys' security was piss poor, but those fire missions were on target. You guys fucking, you smoked some shit pretty good. Where is Chief? Chief Stowe, where you at? No? No Chief Stowe present tonight?
Speak up.
I'm here, First Sergeant.
Alright. Chief, what happened on the insert? I heard you say something about you seen a couple tracers and you lost all power.
I thought that was it, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I am fairly confident that I crashed that plane. I don't know if it was into land or into water or a little bit of both, but I seriously believe I crashed it. I think it was altitude that was the problem there.
Roger. Aries, can you confirm that?
I can confirm we did not shoot him down, First Sergeant. We had a couple small arms, a few AKs waiting for you, but that was it.
Roger. Alright, Chief, you know what needs to be worked on. Thank you for at least having the balls to admit it.
Roger that, First Sergeant.
Alright, go down the line. Havoc 4.
Nothing from Havoc 4, First Sergeant.
Dagger.
Nothing from Dagger Top.
Havoc 1.
In the very beginning when we were coming in, I heard somebody say there was an ND. Is that correct? Sergeant Munson, I think you might have called it out.
Fucking
Did I
minigun.
suddenly lose my fucking rank and name? Is that a yes? No?
Say again, First
maybe?
Sergeant?
What was that, First Sergeant? I can't
If I ask you a question, you can at least have the decency to address me by fucking rank and name.
I didn't hear your question, First Sergeant. You talking to me, First Sergeant?
Yes, you. I asked Havoc 1 and you said, yeah, I believe someone said we had an ND. At least have the fucking decency to address me by rank and name.
Understood, First Sergeant. My apologies.
Now, what was the issue with the ND?
It was a minigunner in the Blackhawk on the on the crew chief's gun. Fired off a
That was
burst.
in your bird?
Yes. I don't know who it was. I don't really care, but don't fucking ND the goddamn minigun out in the middle of the ocean.
Mr. Bowman?
Thank you, First Sergeant. My comment was exactly what our captain has said. That is all. Thank you.
Roger. Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Sergeant Smith?
Thank you, First Sergeant. There was actually an ND with a frag grenade after the first reinsert from the crash. someone threw a frag grenade and did not say it was been thrown, and most of us went down from that.
Those are two separate issues, Sergeant Smith.
I did hear that grenade go off, although it is not a negligent discharge unless you magically fit an M67 into a fucking grenade launcher. Unless it is discharged by a weapon, it's not an ND, that's a bad frag. But yes, there was a fucking bad frag after we all got back to the staging area. So I don't know who the fuck it was. I don't really give a shit at this point, but that was pretty goddamn stupid. Alright, I believe I've gone through everybody. Aries?
I had one other thing for Sergeant, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, LT.
The tower crowding. We had multiple occasions where I saw 3 to 5 people in these crappy little cargo towers. You look around, about half of them are destroyed. I don't want to see 3 to 5 people in there. There should be buddy teams at the most. They are not reliable defensive posture. They're really just good for spotting. So I'd rather you guys get out and get hard cover. Alright, that's all I had for Sergeant. Thank you.
Good point. Thank you, LT. Alright, Aries?
Standard questions across the board. Everyone enjoy themselves this evening.
That was all fucking sandy.
Not a ton of critiques on our end other than being able to slip. We got a total of 3 inside the wire, so it was like the first sergeant has already discussed and then Captain Drumheller has already made light of. 360 security is always 360 security. There's always going to be a hole somewhere in your defenses. You may as well not make it easy for them to get through that hole. That's all I got, Top.
Alright, thank you, Captain Soto. Sergeant Reynolds?
Speak up, Sergeant Reynolds.
Negative, Sergeant.
No, we cannot.
I just wanted to ask real quick if we could get some more intel on where the breaches occurred, the 3-time breaches occurred. Like, which flank?
Yeah, we got 1 in on the west flank, 1 in on the east flank, and 1 in on the southern flank.
Damn.
Nobody came in
everywhere.
Yeah, we got close on the north. Very close on the north, but I took a 240 to the face, and it really hurt.
Roger that. Thank you very much, Captain. Appreciate it.
That was
All right.
way.
Any other comments or questions related to the entire task force? Put a C or Q in chat. All right, your time is up. Good job tonight. You guys just enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. If you're too late, fuck off.
First platoon in my channel.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the mission tonight. And I will be back in a little while with some XCOM after I take care of these freaking dogs.
Captain,
Yes.
were you the one that got through, came up over a hill, and I was standing there and you shot me, and then I looked you up
not
with the saw?
Zeusing tonight.
Oh. Who was Zeusing? You
Captain
know?
Soto.
Thank you, sir.
As I was saying, I'll see you guys later if you're watching XCOM. If not, next Arma stream is Wednesday for Bornholm Part 9. So I will see you either later for some XCOM or Wednesday for some zombies. What do you want from me, dog? Come here.